Welcome to my channel, Bookish English. What if I told you that writing your own story in English could be the most powerful way to learn this language, even if you know only 50 words? Stay with me, because this one habit could change everything for you. And hey, write one sentence in English in the comments. I'll correct it for you. Let's grow together. Chapter 1. The Power of Your Own Story. Meet Ariel. He's just like you. He knows a little English. He can understand a few words. He watches YouTube videos. He listens to podcasts. He even goes to English classes. But when he speaks, he freezes. He forgets words. He says, "I understand everything, but I can't speak." Does this sound like you too? One morning, Ariel is tired. He thinks, maybe English is not for me. But instead of giving up, he opens his notebook and writes one simple thing. Today I woke up late. That's it. Just 5 words. But something strange happens. He feels good. He writes another line. I made tea and looked outside the window. Now he is smiling. For the first time, he feels in control. The words are his. This is his story. You see, Ariel did something powerful. He moved from input to output. Input means listening and reading. Output means writing and speaking. Most learners only do input. They watch, they listen, they read, but they never use the language. And because of this, they stay stuck. Writing your own story is output, and output makes your brain active. When you write, you don't just learn. You own the language. Your brain says, I need this sentence. I must build it. What is the right word? And slowly, your mind starts thinking in English. You are not translating anymore. You are living the sentence. You are building the sentence. This is deep learning. When you watch a video, you forget most of it. But when you write, the words stay. The memory becomes stronger. And when you write about yourself, your own life, your own day, your own feelings, it becomes even more powerful. Because the story is true. It's yours. Let's try something. Think about your day. What did you do after waking up? Did you brush your teeth? Did you drink water? Did you go to school or work? Try to write 3 short sentences in English. Maybe something like, I got up at 7, I brushed my teeth. I drank tea. That's your story. That's your English practice. You don't need big grammar. You don't need long words. You only need your truth. That's where real English learning begins. Now imagine doing this every day. 3 sentences in the morning, 3 sentences in the evening. In 1 week, you will have 42 sentences. That's already a short story. And it's all about you. In 1 month, your brain will stop saying, I can't speak. It will start saying, I know how to say this. I've written it before. This is what I want you to understand. You are not just a learner. You are a writer, a storyteller. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect English. You just need to begin. Because when you write your story, you give your brain a new message. This is my language. These are my words. I can do this. So don't wait for the perfect grammar. Don't wait for the perfect vocabulary. Just write one moment from your life. Like Ariel, like many others who started small and then found their voice in English. It all begins with you, your story, your words, And here's something powerful. When you write, your mistakes become your teachers. You write, I go to shop. Later you learn it should be, I went to the shop. You smile. You remember. You grow. No grammar book can teach you this feeling, only your story can. This is not just about English. It's about your confidence, your expression, your truth. So today, I want you to write one small story, 3 sentences, in the comments or in your notebook. And tomorrow, write again. You are not just learning English. You are learning yourself in English. This is the power of your own story, and this is just the beginning. Chapter 2. You already know what to write. Many learners think, but I don't have a story. I'm not interesting. I don't travel. I don't meet new people. What can I write? And some even say, I don't know enough English. I don't know big words. But here's the truth. You don't need big stories. You don't need big words. You only need real moments from your life, and you already have them. Think about today. You woke up. Maybe you were late. Maybe your phone alarm didn't ring. You made tea. You saw your neighbor. Maybe someone smiled at you. Maybe someone ignored you. You felt something. That's a story. That's all you need. You already have it inside you. Let me show you. Look at this sentence. I go school. Many learners write this. But now look at this one. I went to school late today and my teacher smiled at me. Which one feels alive? The second one. Why? Because it has time. It has feeling. It has a little action. But the words? The words are simple. You already know most of them. You see, your story doesn't need to be about a big event. It can be about a small thing, a feeling, a moment, a smile, a problem, a joke, even silence. These are the things that make your English real, because they are your things. Let me give you examples. You miss the bus. That's a story. You can write, I woke up at 7. I ran to the bus stop, but I missed the bus. I waited 15 minutes. I was angry. These are simple words, no fancy grammar. But when you write them, your brain connects meaning with English. You are not just translating. You are living the language. Or maybe you helped your little brother with homework. You can write, he didn't understand math. I sat with him. I showed him the answer. He smiled. I felt happy. Now imagine doing this every day. Your life becomes your classroom. Your memory becomes your teacher. And your emotions give power to your words. Let's talk about time. Time makes your story stronger. Use simple past. Yesterday, I cleaned my room. Use present. I clean my room every Sunday. Use future. Tomorrow I will clean my room. Just change the time and you already have a new sentence. You already know these tenses. Maybe not the names, maybe not the grammar rules, but you know the feeling. You know how to say today, yesterday, tomorrow. That's enough. You can build from that. One learner told me, I don't know what to write. I asked, did you eat today? She said yes. What did you eat? She said, rice and chicken. I said, write that. She looked confused. But it's too simple. And I said, that's perfect. She wrote, I ate rice and chicken. It was hot. I was hungry. I liked it. And she smiled. Wait, she said. I already have vocabulary for this. That's the top moment. That's the moment I want you to feel. You already have the words. You just don't use them. But now you will. Write about the food you ate. Write about the rain. Write about your old shoes. Write about your friend who didn't reply. Write about anything. It all counts. It's all English practice. And it's all your story. So here's what you can do today. Take 10 minutes. Sit quietly. Think of one moment, one feeling, one thing that happened to you today. Then write 3 to 5 lines about it. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about spelling. Just write. You will be surprised. Your brain already knows more than you think. You have a story. You have the words. And now you are learning how to put them together. This is not a lesson from a textbook. This is not a grammar class. This is your life becoming your language. This is English learning, the real way. And the best part? You already know what to write. Chapter 3. Think like a child, write like a beginner. When a child learns to speak, they don't worry about grammar. They don't say, "Is this the present perfect tense?" They just speak. They say, "Me want juice." And everyone understands them. They make mistakes. They laugh. They try again. And slowly, they learn. But when adults try to learn a new language, something strange happens. We feel afraid. We feel embarrassed. We say, "What if I make a mistake? What if someone laughs at me?" So we stay quiet. We don't write. We don't speak. And we don't grow. This is the biggest problem I see in adult learners. You want to speak perfectly from day one. You want to write long, beautiful sentences. You want no mistakes. But that's not how language works. That's not how children learn. That's not how you learned your first language. So today, I want you to forget perfect. I want you to think like a child. I want you to write like a beginner. Yes, broken sentences. Yes, missing words. Yes, small mistakes. That's how real learning starts. Let me show you something. Let's start with a few simple sentence starters. You don't need more than this. Yesterday I feel, I saw, I want. With just these 5, you can write a full mini story. Let me write one now. I will write like a true beginner. Not perfect, just real. Today I wake up late. I feel cold. I drink tea. I see my cat. He run away. I laugh. That's it. Only 6 lines. Are they perfect? Number, do they work? Yes. You understood everything. You felt something. You smiled. And if I write this every day, I will improve. Now let me expand the same story slowly, step by step. Watch how I grow it without adding difficult words. Today I woke up late. I looked at the clock. It was 8:30. I was late for class. I felt cold. My window was open. I made tea and held the cup with both hands. It was warm. I saw my cat near the door. When I walked near him, he ran away. I laughed. Then I sat on my chair and started writing this story. Now it feels longer, richer, but still, the words are simple. The grammar is basic. You already understand most of these things. You already use them in conversation. You just need to trust yourself. That's the emotional breakthrough. The moment when you say, "It's okay to be imperfect." That's when learning becomes easier. That's when your brain stops blocking you. That's when your heart feels free to try. Here's another small exercise. Try to write a story using these 5 ideas. Today something you did. I feel you're feeling. I saw something you noticed. I want something you want to do. Tomorrow I will something you plan. Here's mine. Today I ate a banana. I feel a little tired. I saw my old shoes under the table. I want to go for a walk, but I'm lazy. Tomorrow I will wake up early. See? You don't need perfect English. You just need real life. You just need honesty. That is your power. So next time you sit down to write, close your eyes. Think like a child. Don't try to impress anyone. Don't try to write a textbook answer. Write like you talk. Write what you feel. And slowly, your writing will grow. Naturally. Your mistakes are not bad. They are not wrong. They are beautiful signs that you are learning. A child says "goed" instead of "went," and the parents smile, because that mistake shows the child is learning grammar. Even if it's wrong, it's part of the process. So be kind to yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Just write. Because when you think like a child and write like a beginner, you give yourself the greatest gift, the freedom to grow. Chapter 4. Use the words you know, not the ones you don't. Many learners believe they need big words to write in English. They think, if I use difficult vocabulary, I will sound smart. I will sound fluent. But the truth is the opposite. Using big words too early will not make your English better. It will confuse your brain. It will block your progress. And worst of all, it will stop you from writing. Today, I want to give you permission to forget the big words. Yes, forget them. You don't need them right now. You already have enough words to begin. If you know just 100 words, you can write a story. If you know 20, you can still write something meaningful. And that's where your real learning starts. Let me show you something. Here are 20 simple words. I, you, he, she, it, go, come, eat, drink, see, make, feel, good, bad, today, yesterday, tomorrow, happy, sad, run. Now watch this. Using only these 20 words, I can write a real story. Today I feel bad. I see a cat. It runs. I go. I see you. You smile. I feel good. Tomorrow I come. We eat. We drink. We are happy. Simple? Yes. Childlike? Yes. Powerful? Absolutely. Because these are your words. You understand them. You don't need a dictionary. You don't feel stress. And when you write like this, your brain relaxes. It begins to think in English. Let's say this again. Your first English story should sound like a child wrote it. That means you are doing it right. That one sentence shocks many learners, but when they accept it, everything changes. Because now they are free to try. Let me give you a real learner example. Her name is Liza. She was from Vietnam. She only knew 80 English words. One day I told her, Write about your day using only what you know. She said, but I don't know how. I said, just try. She wrote, I get up, I wash, I eat rice, I see mom, she talks, I go school, I feel happy. That's all, just 7 lines. No big grammar, no new words. But when she read it out loud, she smiled. She said, I didn't know I could write. And from that day, she wrote every day. Now she writes full stories, but she started with the words she knew. This is what you must remember. English is not about sounding smart. It's about being understood. And if you write simple, people will understand you. You will understand yourself, and you will feel confident. When we try to use big words, we often make big mistakes. We copy sentences from Google. We translate from our language. But the meaning gets lost. The sentence becomes strange. We don't understand it ourselves. So we stop writing. That's why I tell all my students, don't write to impress. Write to express. Use your own words. If you know the word eat, use it. Don't try to replace it with consume or devour. Not now. Maybe later. But not now. Here's a small exercise for you. Make a list of 20 words you already know in English. Then try to write 5 sentences using only those words. You can start like this. I go to shop. I see apple. I want apple. I buy apple. I eat apple. I feel happy. You may think, this is too easy. But that's the point. Easy means your brain is learning. Your brain is not fighting. It's playing. And when you play with language, you learn faster. Remember how you learned your first language? You didn't say transportation. You said bus. You didn't say, I'm exhausted. You said, I'm tired. And people understood you. That's all that mattered. So don't chase big words. Use the ones you already have. Polish them, repeat them, reuse them. And slowly, your vocabulary will grow naturally, without stress, without fear. English is a tool. Use it simply, use it often, and use it your way. You don't need more words to write your first story. You just need the courage to begin. And once you do, you'll see the words you already know are more than enough. Chapter 5. Rewrite the same story again and again. Many learners say, I don't know what to write next. But you don't need new ideas every day. You can take one small story and use it again and again. In fact, repeating your story is one of the best ways to learn English. But we're not talking about boring repetition. We're talking about rewriting the same idea in different ways. That's how your brain becomes stronger. Let me show you. Here is a small story. I go to the market. I buy milk. I see a dog. I come home. I drink tea. Now we rewrite it in the past tense. I went to the market. I bought milk. I saw a dog. I came home. I drank tea. Now, in the future tense, I will go to the market. I will buy milk. I will see a dog. I will come home. I will drink tea. Now we try present continuous. I am going to the market. I am buying milk. I am seeing a dog. I am coming home. I am drinking tea. And finally, we try if sentences. If I go to the market, I will buy milk. If I see a dog, I will smile. If I come home early, I will drink tea. Isn't that amazing? One small story, one simple idea, and now you have 5 different English lessons, all from the same 5 lines. You didn't need new vocabulary. You didn't need a textbook. You only needed your own story, told in new ways. That's the magic of rewriting. Your brain starts to understand grammar not as rules, but as patterns. You start seeing English as flexible. You don't get confused anymore. You start thinking, oh, I can say this in the past. I can say this in the future. That's powerful. Here's the spike moment. Many people ask me, should I learn more grammar? I always say, you don't need more grammar. You just need more rewrites. That surprises them. But then they try it, and they grow. Because grammar is not something you learn once and remember. It's something your brain learns slowly, through use. When you rewrite your story many times, your brain says, ah, now I understand, and it remembers. Let's do another example together. A new mini-story. Today I meet my friend. We eat lunch, we talk about school, I go home. Now we rewrite it. Past. Yesterday I met my friend. We ate lunch. We talked about school. I went home. Future. Tomorrow I will meet my friend. We will eat lunch. We will talk about school. I will go home. Present continuous. I am meeting my friend. We are eating lunch. We are talking about school. I am going home. If sentence. If I meet my friend, we will eat lunch. If we talk, I will feel happy. If I go home late, I will sleep early. Look how many new expressions you get just by changing the time. And you don't need to write long stories. Even 3 lines are enough. Try it now. Write 1 line in present. I walked to the park. Now in past, I walked to the park. Now in future, I will walk to the park. Now in condition, if I walk to the park, I will feel fresh. 1 idea, 4 rewrites, and your brain just learned English deeply. This method works even better if you read your rewrites out loud. When you hear your own voice, your brain remembers more. You get used to the sound. You become more confident. So here's your small task today. Write 1 story from your life, just 4 or 5 lines, then rewrite it in different tenses. Don't worry if your grammar is not perfect. You will improve just by trying, and if you want to do more, record yourself reading each version. Listen to it again tomorrow. You'll be surprised how fast you grow. Remember, English is not about new. It's about deep, deep, deep. Take 1 idea, 1 story, 1 feeling, and go deeper with it. You don't need new grammar books. You don't need new vocabulary lists. You just need your story, rewritten with love, with care, and with practice. And that's how you grow. Chapter 6. Read it aloud. Train your tongue. Writing your story is the first step, but if you stop there, your progress will be slow. To really grow fast, you must speak what you write. That's where the magic happens. You already know the words. You already wrote the sentences. Now it's time to bring them to life. With your voice. Let me explain something simple but powerful. Your brain learns the sentence when you write it, but your mouth learns it only when you speak it. That's why many learners can write English, but they can't say the words. Their brain understands, but their tongue feels shy, slow, or blocked. So how do we fix this? We read aloud, slowly, gently, with feeling. You take your short story, maybe 3 or 5 lines, and say it like it's a real message. Like you are telling a friend. Let's take an example. You wrote, "Today I woke up late. I made tea. I sat on the balcony. I watched the birds. I felt calm." Now you read it out loud. Today I woke up late. I made tea. I sat on the balcony. I watched the birds. I felt calm. You don't need to be fast. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to say the words clearly and slowly. Your tongue is learning the rhythm of English. Your mouth is getting used to the sounds. You're building muscle memory for speaking. And if you say the same thing again tomorrow, it will be easier. Your voice will feel more natural. And after a few days, you won't even need the paper. You'll just say it. That's how fluency begins. Let me tell you about one of my students. His name is Bilal. He could read and write well, but he never spoke. He was afraid. One day, I asked him to read his writing aloud. He was nervous, but he tried. He said, "Yesterday I go, no. I went to shop, I buy, no. I bought bread." He stopped. He looked at me, and then he smiled. He said, "This is hard, but I like it." That was his turning point. Every day he read one story aloud, only 5 lines. But he read them again and again, and slowly he improved. He corrected himself with care. He didn't feel bad. He felt proud. This is what I want for you. Not perfection, just progress. Just practice. Now let's add one bonus technique. It's called shadowing. Here's how it works. First, you read your story aloud once. Then, you listen to someone else reading the same lines. And then, you try to speak at the same time, like an echo. But what if you don't have someone to read your story? Easy. You can use text-to-speech tools online, or you can even record your own voice and then repeat after it. Let's try it together. Read this line slowly. I woke up early. I made coffee. I opened the window. The sky was pink. Now record yourself saying it. Then listen. Now read it again, but this time try to match the pace and tone. This is shadowing your own voice. It may feel strange at first, but it works like magic. Why is this important? Because you are now hearing, speaking, and feeling the language. All at once. Your tongue is learning. Your ears are learning. Your brain is connecting all parts of English. And don't worry about small mistakes. If you say, make coffee instead of made coffee, it's okay. Correct yourself gently. Say, ah, I made coffee. Then move on. You are learning. You are growing. Remember, fluency is not a gift. It's a result of doing small things every day. When you write your story and read it aloud, you are doing the most important thing. You are using English. So here is your task today. Take one story you wrote, just 5 lines. Read it aloud, slowly, with emotion. Read it again, and again. Then tomorrow, read a new story. You don't need a teacher to do this. You don't need a classroom. You just need your voice, your words, and a little bit of courage. And one day, maybe very soon, you will read your story out loud and feel proud. Because it will sound like your English, your voice, your story. Chapter 7. Use AI and tools, but don't depend on them. Let's be honest. When you don't know how to write something in English, what do? Most people open Google Translate. Some open Grammarly. Others ask ChatGPT. These tools are fast, they're easy, they fix mistakes, and they give perfect sentences. But here's the truth. Tools can help your English, but they can't build your English. You see, many beginners use these tools like a crutch. They write in their own language, press a button, and boom, they get English. But that English is not theirs. It's the tools. It's not something their brain created. So they read the sentence, but they don't feel it. They don't remember it. And later they can't say it again. That's why this chapter is so important. We're going to talk about how to use tools the smart way. Not as a shortcut, but as a teacher. Not to escape the work, but to learn from it. Let's say you write a sentence. Yesterday I go to park and I see many peoples. Now you check it in Grammarly or ChatGPT. It says, yesterday I went to the park and saw many people. Okay, great. But don't stop there. Now ask yourself, what changed? Go became went. See became saw. Peoples became people. Why? What is the rule here? This is the moment that matters. This is where real learning begins. Don't just copy the correct sentence. Write it again on your own without looking. Then write a new sentence using the same grammar. Today, I go to the shop. Yesterday, I went to the shop. This is how you grow. The tool gave you feedback. You corrected yourself. And then, this is the key, you moved on without the tool. That's how confidence is built. Here's the spike moment I want you to remember forever. A tool can fix your sentence, but it can't build your confidence. Only you can do that. Think about it. When you depend on a tool, you wait for someone else to tell you what's right. But when you write something by yourself, even with small mistakes, and then fix it, that power stays inside you. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was learning English online. Every sentence she wrote, she ran through a grammar checker. Every word she double-checked in a translator. But she still couldn't speak or write confidently. One day, she decided to write without help, just 5 lines. She made many mistakes, but she wrote from her heart. Then, after writing, she checked her work with Grammarly. She corrected it. Then she rewrote it again, this time without help. A week later, she told me, I feel different. I feel like I own these sentences now. They are mine. And I smiled. That's the goal. You see, it's okay to use tools. They are not bad, but use them like a map, not like a car. Let them guide you, not carry you. Here's a simple method to follow. Write 3 to 5 lines on your own. Check with a tool, Grammarly, ChatGPT, etc., or write in the comment for complete composition. Study the changes. Ask yourself, why? Write the same lines again, without looking. Try a few new sentences using the same grammar. This method builds real memory. It trains your brain. It turns mistakes into lessons. And here's something more powerful. Try writing by hand. Yes, with a pen and notebook. Then speak what you wrote. Now you are writing, reading, correcting, and speaking. That's 4 skills in one practice. When you do this daily, something amazing happens. You start trusting your own brain. You stop saying, "Is this correct?" and start saying, "This sounds right." That feeling is fluency, and no tool can give it to you. Only practice can. So yes, use AI. Use grammar checkers. Use translation apps. But don't let them think for you. Don't let them speak for you. Use them as helpers, not heroes. Because the real hero of your English journey is you. Chapter 8. Share your story and learn faster. You've written your story. You've read it aloud. Maybe you've even corrected a few mistakes. That's a big step. But there's one more thing you can do that will take your English to the next level. It's something simple, something scary, and something powerful. Share your story. Yes, share it with someone. Post it in the comments. Tell it to a friend. Record it on your phone. Say it out loud to your mirror. It doesn't matter how. What matters is you send your English out into the world. Why is this so important? Because when you write for yourself, it's practice. But when you write for someone else, it becomes real. You care more. You want it to be clear. You try harder. You think about the words. You feel proud of your work. And that changes everything. Let me tell you about Musa. He was quiet. He never showed his writing to anyone. One day, he shared a short story in a Facebook group. It was full of mistakes. But it was honest. It was beautiful. He wrote, "Yesterday I go to mountain. I see the sun. I feel happy because my heart is free." People replied with kindness. They helped him fix the grammar. But more importantly, they felt something. They said, "This is lovely. Thank you for sharing. Write more." That one post gave Musa courage. He began writing every day. Soon he was sharing videos. He was reading his stories aloud. His English improved faster in 2 months than in 2 years. Why? Because now he was not learning alone. When you share your story, you stop hiding. You begin to care about clarity. You become braver. You grow faster. And you also inspire others. You don't need to be perfect to share. You just need to be honest. Write 3 lines about your day. Post it in the comments. Say, "This is my story." That's all. And something amazing will happen. Your brain will focus. Your memory will become stronger. Because now, this story has a purpose. Here's the emotional truth. No one can tell your story better than you, not even in your native language. You don't need big vocabulary. You just need your own voice, your own truth. Maybe you want to talk about your walk to school, or how your mom made tea, or a dog you saw in the street. That's enough. That's real. And here's the secret. Other learners are just like you. When they read your story, they feel connected. They feel safe. They think, if she can do it, I can too. Sharing is not about showing off. It's about showing up. You show up for yourself. You say, "This is where I am. This is what I can say today." And tomorrow, you'll say a little more. That's growth. Start small. You don't need to write an essay. Try this. Today, I went to the market. I saw a red bag. It was raining. I felt cold, but I smiled. That's beautiful. That's a story. Now post it, say it, share it, and something magical will begin to happen. Your confidence will rise. Your words will become clearer. Your mind will remember better. Why? Because now you are using English for communication, not just for practice. You are not just a learner. You are a speaker, a writer, a storyteller. So today, I invite you. Share your story in the comments. Write 3 to 5 lines. It can be simple. It can be broken. That's okay. I'll read it. I'll help you if needed. But more importantly, you will help yourself by being brave. Because when you share your story, you stop learning English like a subject. You start living it like a language. Chapter 9. Don't wait for perfect. Write anyway. Let me ask you something. Are you waiting for the perfect time to start writing? Are you thinking, "I'll write when I know more grammar," or "I'll write when my vocabulary is better," or "I'll write when I feel more confident"? If yes, then I want to tell you something important, that time will never come. Because perfection is a trap, and if you keep waiting for it, you'll never move forward. You don't need perfect grammar to write. You don't need long, smart words. And you don't need to feel confident before you begin. In fact, confidence doesn't come before writing. It comes after. When you write, even if it's simple, even if it's full of mistakes, you are training your brain. You are building your voice. And little by little, your confidence grows. You look back at your old sentences and say, "Wow, now I can write better than before." That's how it works. You don't become confident and then write. You write and then become confident. So here's what I want you to do. Stop waiting. Start writing. Just 5 lines a day. That's it. Don't worry if they're not perfect. Don't worry if they feel too easy. Just write. Let me show you. Today I stayed home. It was raining. I listened to music. I cleaned my room. I felt peaceful. That's a full story. In 5 lines. Simple? Yes. But clear. Real. Yours. Now imagine doing this every day for 1 week. You'll have 35 lines. That's a small chapter of your life, in your English, and in your own words. Some days, maybe you can't write 5 lines. That's okay too. Write 1 line. Even 1 is better than 0. It builds the habit. It keeps your English alive. It trains your brain to think in English every single day. Here's the spike moment I want you to remember. Don't write what you don't feel. Write what happened. Write what you saw. That's enough. You don't have to make up a big story. You don't need to talk about dreams or deep thoughts if you don't feel like it. Just write something real, something small, something true. Did you see a bird? Write about it. Did your brother laugh? Write that. Did you feel tired after work? That's a sentence. That's your English. That's your story. One of my students once told me, "But my English is too basic." And I said, "That's not a problem. That's a beginning." Later, when she read all her small stories from the past month, she was shocked. "I wrote all this," she said. "I didn't know I could write so much." And her grammar? It got better. Her words, they grew. But it all started with 5 lines a day. Writing is not a test. It's a habit. Like brushing your teeth, like walking, like breathing. You do it again and again, and slowly it becomes a part of you. So if you feel afraid, write. If you feel tired, write. If you feel excited, write. Whatever you feel, write. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It doesn't have to be correct. It just has to be yours. And here's something powerful. When you write every day, your mistakes become your map. You start to see patterns. You notice the same grammar errors. And you fix them. Not because someone forced you, but because you want to improve. So set a small goal, 5 lines, every day. Make it your ritual. Before bed, after lunch, in the morning, anytime. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a big notebook. You just need the courage to write, right now, just like this. I read this today. It made me think. Maybe I can write too. I will try tonight. Just 5 lines. And if that's the first 5 lines you write, I'm already proud of you. Because you've stopped waiting for perfect. You've started writing. And that means your journey has truly begun. Chapter 10. You're a writer now. Keep going. Take a deep breath. Look at how far you've come. 10 chapters ago, maybe you were afraid to write even one sentence. Maybe you thought, my English is too weak, or I don't know how to start. But today, you've written stories. You've read them out loud. You've shared them. You've corrected them. And most of all, you've kept going, even when it felt hard. That's not just progress. That's transformation. You're not just a learner anymore. You're a writer now. Yes, a writer. Because a writer is someone who writes, someone who expresses, someone who turns thoughts into words. You've done that. And you're doing it in English. Let me tell you about Amir. On day 1, he wrote just this. My name Amir. I live United States. I like cricket. He was shy. He told me, this is bad English. I said, no, this is your beginning. He kept writing 5 lines every day. No pressure, no fear, just daily practice. Day 7. Today I go to shop. I buy eggs. I see old man. He talk me. I feel happy. Still not perfect, but better, stronger, clearer. Day 15. Yesterday I walked to the park. I sat under a tree. The weather was nice. I listened to music. I felt peaceful. Now you can feel the mood, the rhythm, the confidence. Day 30. This month I wrote many small stories. At first I was afraid, but now I love writing. I feel proud of my English. I will continue this habit, because this is helping me grow. When I read that, I smiled, because that's what happens when you stop waiting and start writing. Your grammar improves, your vocabulary grows. But more than anything, your confidence explodes. And now, it's your story, your journey, your growth. If you've written even one sentence during this video, you've already taken a powerful step. If you've written 5, you're already on the path. And if you've done this every day, even for 1 week, you've built a habit that will carry you forward. Writing changes your brain. It helps you think in English. It helps you remember better. It helps you feel the language. But even more than that, writing helps you believe in yourself. It shows you, I can do this. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. You have stories inside you, stories no one else can tell, not in your native language, not in any language. Only you can tell them in your own way, in your own voice. So keep going. Write in the morning. Write before bed. Write when you're happy. Write when you're sad. Don't stop because you make mistakes. Don't stop because your sentences are simple. Simple is beautiful. Real is powerful. And one day you'll look back, just like Amir, and say, I wrote all of this. I started with broken sentences, and now I can tell my story with strength and feeling. Because every sentence you write is a step toward fluency. Every word is a seed, and your English, just like you, is growing. So write your next story, then write the next one. Keep writing. You're a writer now, and you're just getting started. Now it's your turn. Don't wait. Write your first line in English in the comments, something about your day, your feeling, or a simple moment. I will reply and help you correct it. Let's begin your English writing journey today, together. And if this video helped you even a little, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Because I've got more videos coming to help you speak and write better English, one small step at a time.